Welcome everybody, and welcome to a new episode of Take It to the Table. Sorry, I'm still a little bit under the weather, but yeah, we move for instead of doing like a whole jumbo episode, which could take hours with our discussions, obviously combining night one to night two and ROH and Raw after Mania. Let's do a little bite-sized rapid, non-rapid review of night one. That's obviously been and gone. Of course, I am going to be joined by none other than Soul in a moment. But of course, make sure you obviously like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Goes a long way. And I believe he's actually here. Hold on. I think here comes a new challenger.
Oh, hello, people, and happy WrestleMania.
Oh my god. Okay, I wonder where you got the inspiration from.
How else am I gonna fucking enter?
Exactly. How you doing though? You good?
Oh yeah, good. Yeah, I'm a bit late because I was on the phone to the missus for fucking too long. I turned off my phone and I'm like, oh shit, we're supposed to be going on. So I'm like, grab the jacket, get everything set up, and I'm good to go.
Woo. That's always the way. They always show up at the most convenient timings, don't they?
Yes, they do.
And yeah, but yeah, all good. So yeah, like I said, we're gonna be running down the night one card. We thought about it as well. Yeah, there may be some additional guests. We'll see what happens. But right now, it's just gonna be myself and Soul on this episode. But yeah, without further ado, I guess let's take it to the table. Right. So night one. That was a pleasant surprise, wouldn't you say? So
I will say, but I got to be honest first. I was going to watch this live, and the first match started. I looked at the time; it was 1:30, and I said, "Nah, fuck it." I went to bed.
Oh wow! Okay. Well, because of that.
To be fair, the day before I was on a massive night out. Didn't get home till 4 a.m.
Fair enough.
A lot was drunk, so I was pretty fucked on Saturday. Don't get me wrong. There was parts of the card I liked. There was a match I actually wanted to stick up and watch, but I looked at the time. It's 1:30 in the UK. This is going to be a 3 or 4 hour show. I'm not fucking waiting up for that long. I'm sorry.
No, fair enough. But saying that, now since I assume you've seen the show. Obviously, we'll be doing a review. Do you regret not seeing it live, or you're totally fine with watching it afterwards?
I actually regret not watching it live.
I figured as much. Well, yeah. This was a pleasant surprise considering how I think literally when we were doing the quiz, we was like, what's everyone's hype levels? And then of course he was doing traditional Soul, opening a can of beer or opening a bottle of Jack Daniels. It was like, yay. So but yeah, this was from the get-go. I think this was a pleasant surprise considering how weak the card was. Yeah, it just also shows that when they really care, WWE can put on a good show no matter how bare bones or how weak the card is. In my opinion, this especially not one had no business being that good. It was really enjoyable, in my opinion. But of course, like I said, we're going to dissect each match, and of course, we're going to be starting with the opening match, which was of course the Usos versus Shinsuke, Nakamura, and Rick Boogs. And this one, obviously, I didn't really. I was surprised that this one actually started the event, but then when I read what people like, the reason behind it, or it makes sense. Like that this was the opener. This could have been much better than what we got. I must say. It started off decent. But I would say this, for the way it started and the way it ended, really felt like it could be something that you would have seen on SmackDown. It felt like a very much of like a TV show. Obviously, there's reasonings behind that, why it kind of felt like that. But yeah, it was starting to get going, and then unfortunately they had to, of course, rush to the end due to the unfortunate, untimely injury on Rick Boogs' right knee, I believe.
You could see as soon as he got both the Usos up, that knee just buckled.
Yeah, but it was kind of weird because at the time that it happened, it looked kind of like it was kind of like kayfabe, because as soon as that happened,
because it definitely felt like, oh, that could be like a struggle spot, come back
yeah,
in at the end of the day and do the spot. But then
he was
it was like
noticeably
the
gone.
longer Shinsuke was in the ring on his own, you were just like, oh no, something's up.
Yeah, it felt really, really weird because at first when his knee buckled, immediately Cole said, "Oh, his knee buckled." So I thought it was part of the storyline, like he caught onto it immediately. But then, yeah, well, like you said, because he was nowhere to be seen especially for the end. And then you could see there was some little communication between the Usos and the ref to see what was going on, and then they just rushed it to the 1D, and then of course the Usos retained. I think that was meant to be the finish. I don't think Shinsuke and Boogs was meant to win, because I put it in my predictions that the Usos were going to retain, because they're so protected right now, so protected.
I think we both did. Yeah.
Sorry,
I think we both said the Usos were going to retain, and it's pretty easy because the way the Usos are being held the tag team now, like, yeah, Usos, New Day, same old shit. But you definitely tell like whoever they're going to drop to is going to be a big storyline thing, like something that could go for 2 or 3 months.
Yeah,
ideally.
No, 100%. But yeah, that was an okay opener. Like I say, it felt like a very episodic match that you would see on a random episode of SmackDown. But of course, that happened. Then next up was, of course, Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin, with Madcap Moss in by his side. This one, I genuinely did not care for. I was totally happy for them to do a similar thing with Daniel Bryan and Sheamus. Obviously, Happy Corbin don't kiss Madcap Moss, but just an instant squash match, quick Claymore, 1, 2, 3, done. They kind of longed it out, and then, but the main talking point was Drew McIntyre is now the first person to kick out of the End of Days. I don't know about you, but I'm not happy about that. I'm like, why? As soon as I saw him kick out at the End of Days, I instantly thought of this.
Not cool. Totally lame.
So
I would have cared if I knew. I only knew when I woke up this morning and saw, oh, someone's kicked out at the End of Days. Yeah, that was never kicked out of. I was like, really? Of all the matches Corbin's had, he's had matches against Reigns, right?
Yes, yeah, he's beaten Reigns. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he's beating Reigns.
Build it like that. You're like, if they build it like a Daniel Bryan and Sheamus situation, like Happy Corbin was going to me, like, I'm going to hit the End of Days. No one's kicked out of it. Not even the Scottish Warrior is going to kick out of it. And it all built around that. Then yeah, that would have been cool. But I didn't fucking know. I bet half the people didn't even know.
I mean, I remember he definitely said it off the cuff on a random episode of a SmackDown. And I'm pretty sure either ourselves or I read somewhere that no one's ever kicked out of it. But yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I still thought the match was decent, actually.
2 seconds. Wait,
The host is gone, ladies and gentlemen. But I will say that this match was fairly decent for what it was. As well, Drew McIntyre was going to actually have a specialized entrance as well, with like night kilt guys and like a rock band was apparently going to perform, but all had to be scrapped because this Mania's main issue was timing. There's a lot of timing issues with this Mania, which is a shame.
Yes. Apologies for that. There was a little technical difficulties. But yeah, there was a lot of timing issues. Hold on. I think we've got a new challenger. Hold on. None other than Big Man Rise. What's up, Big Man Rise? How you doing?
Hey. Welcome to the party.
He looks lost.
What up? You
got he's encapsulated by Madcap Moss's smarky grin. It's a joyous grin that brings happiness to all the people around.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Exactly. I can read your thoughts, man. It's not the beer that's going to give me my capabilities. It's just my Scottish nationality.
What's up, people? You good?
We're fucking dandy.
Yeah, no, we're good. Obviously, we're just dissecting all the matches that's happened on Mania Night 1. As we just said that that obviously this night in particular was way better than than it needed to be, in terms of no business being as good, considering how weak the card was and our enthusiasm to see it. but I would say I'm pretty sure we would all agree that it was way better than expected, and very solid. Wouldn't you say? Right?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think at first glance the card did look kind of weak, or at least not mania worthy. But then definitely picked up as the show continued, and yeah, definitely set the set the standard for night two. So
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Yeah. Right now, Night Two's got a lot to live up to, but as you can probably see from both the cards, like they really put like the marquee matches, or you would hope the marquee matches on Night Two. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, we just talked about the first match. It was the Usos against Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs, and how it, because of obviously they had to cut the match short, that it made it feel like it was like a SmackDown episode, like something you would see on SmackDown. In terms of how the match was. What did you think of the match?
Was it a legit injury? I thought it was a kayfabe injury. No,
Nah, I think he's torn his. Is it ACL or is it?
No, he's torn a ligament in his patella, and he requires surgery. I've researched it. Yeah, I've researched it, and the time he could be out can be up to a year.
Look at that, Dr. Chaos, everybody.
You know why I thought it was kayfabe? Because I think at one point he tried to do a press slam and did the typical, he has to drop the guy because his knee hurt.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. Yeah, and at first, like I said, Michael Cole immediately picked up on it, so I thought it was kayfabe. But yeah, that was unfortunately that was his big WrestleMania moment. I feel bad for him because he's so over.
And it's his first Mania as well, isn't it?
First Mania as well, and the first match on Mania. Yeah, I feel so bad for him. I didn't think that the Usos were going to lose the titles. I thought they were going to retain regardless. But because of the rush, because of how rough it was, and just bad timing on that. So,
you think the outcome changed, or was that always going to be the outcome regardless?
I think, like I said, I think the Usos weren't going to lose. I think they were going to retain the titles. Obviously, I think there was at one point when I think it was Jimmy, he pinned Shinsuke and then he kicked out, and then obviously you could see some little communication between the Usos and the ref. So obviously they were just trying to like figure out what to do, and then it was like, let's just hit the 1D and then done. And then that's what happened. Like Shinsuke didn't get no offense after he kicked out. So yeah, they just rushed it to the end, and then that was it. But I don't think they were going to. I don't think the Usos were going to lose. I thought they were definitely going to, because they're so protected right now. Like it's the bloodline. Yeah. So yeah, that made sense.
As long as they're selling merch, they're protected.
Exactly. And then of course we moved on to the next match, which was of course Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin. I think it's fair to say that all of us really could care less about this match. This was
I have no recollection of this match. I don't know what happened to this match.
There's only two things that I remember at this one. Like,
I think I was getting food when this match was playing.
Man was at the door like, this is this order, hearing them in the background.
I don't even. Oh no, I remember the flipping kick out of the flipping end of days. That's what I remember.
Yeah.
And that annoyed me.
That's one for the Mania package, the highlight reel.
That McIntyre does not need, or it just didn't make any sense. And randomly, Drew McIntyre decided to redecorate the ring by chopping everything in half.
Which, to be fair, fucked them over big time, because then they were like, yeah, that was cool. Oh shit, we've got 3 hours to replace all these matches. We've got to replace the rings. Shit.
That was.
If they hadn't done that, I think they could have got a certain match on the card and not have to move it to night 2.
Yep.
If he's lucky. But yeah, we'll definitely have to talk about that certain match that got cut. Yeah. But this one I don't think. Obviously, we knew that Drew McIntyre was going to win, which he did. But yeah, like all the stuff that happened in between, I have no recollection other than the kick out at the end of days, which I don't know why. I mean, what other than that match now? Like, other than that move, there's no other like protected moves out there right now in WWE, is there?
No,
is Roman Reigns' guillotine protected?
I'm pretty sure he's applied it and not won. Like, yeah. I don't know if it's not always he applies it and the game's over. Like, I'm pretty sure someone's
probably.
I don't know.
Watch it. Someone in the comments like, actually, this NXT superstar who's only been on for 2 weeks has the most protected finisher. And it's like, okay, we've been proven wrong. Some random.
There's always one of them.
Of course. But yeah, this one was Okay, this one could have easily been on the pre-show. Yeah, they could care less about it. So yeah, we move on. So yeah, whilst they were redoing the ring, there was like a whole heap of promos for the next night, which was freaking hilarious. And then we came to the tag team match between the Mysterios and Logan Paul and the
this
Miz.
fucking cunt.
Which one?
I like the Miz, so don't worry. It's clearly fucking the guy. Right, I'm gonna throw down some fucking nerd knowledge on you. Right, you know how Logan Paul's entrance outfit had a Pokemon card around his neck, right?
Yes.
Yep.
That is a very, very fucking rare card.
Yes.
Like I'm talking only one in like there's only 500 of those cards, and they go for a good 20 or 30, 50 odd grand. They're fucking expensive. So imagine my fucking ass obviously when I watched it in the morning and seeing him coming around with that card, just like there's some fucking card collector who's seething at the teeth, like it should be in a protected binder in a fucking crystal case, and this cunt's just like, nah, I'm wearing it around my neck. And it's like, yeah, cool. On you go,
Correction. That card is worth 3.8 million. That's how rare that thing is. It's worth 3.8.
A piece of fucking jewelry.
Wow.
And that guy's just rocking it. Yeah, he's definitely a jammy, lucky son of a bitch. And you know, nothing
He's
can
got
be
a
like
face you just want to slap, don't you?
Yeah, 100%. You know, this guy clearly cannot be touched. I mean, the guy went to a certain woods in Japan where people unfortunately end their lives there and decided to do a vlog and make fun of it. So yeah,
No, he didn't.
Guess what? He gets to be a Mania. So
this would have been the perfect time for Undertaker to bring out the steel cage and do a big boss man to him.
Oh yeah. Definitely. But yeah, to be fair, even though he's an asshole and everything else, he did put a decent amount of work in the match. He didn't botch anything. He wasn't Snooki bad. He was, but I don't think he was Bad Bunny good either. People are saying online that he was better than Bad Bunny. I wouldn't go that far. Or would you agree? What did you think of his work rate in that match? Let's start with Rides.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know if I really watched it like that because this was directly after the Drew match, right?
Yes.
So for me, that period was the sluggish part of the pay-per-view. Premium live event. I think it was kind of background. I mean, I saw it. The ending kind of was a bit random to me. I don't know if that's to build up a feud going into like later on in the year or something like that. But that was very, very random. That's happened to him twice now. He's worked with someone and they've turned on him.
Yeah, back to back. No, he wasn't. No,
Sammy didn't turn on him, but he kind of sided with Kevin Owens for like 5 seconds, and then Owens stunned him. But that was it. Yeah. I don't know. And then there's talk about his brother being in the mix now. I don't know. I don't know what to expect.
I fucking hope not. I can't have both of them in there.
Watch it. They'll put the tag titles on them because they mean jack.
Right.
And then we'll get Conor McGregor in the WWE, and he'll face off against the Pauls in a 2-on-1 handicap match.
That's the only way we can get that match. Conor McGregor versus Logan Paul or Jake Paul, whoever has been calling him out for all this time. What did you think of this match, Saul?
There you go.
Yeah, very much. I mean, I like the Miz. Chaos knows how much I love the Miz. Miz and Mrs. season 3 airing soon. But I really fucking. I wanted the Mysterios to win because I feel like Mysterios would have been better to win, like as a nice moment. But then Miz turned on Logan Paul, so he's merely a babyface in my eyes.
No, I don't think he's a babyface. I think Logan Paul is going to be the babyface, and then they're going to have a match at WrestleMania Backlash. I think that's the next pay-per-view. And yeah, we're probably going to see. I think wasn't that the same pay-per-view that there was the zombie match with the Miz
Backlash.
and WrestleMania Backlash.
I think they'll stretch it out. I think they'll stretch it out to like
the
next like I'm not saying so like if it happens at SummerSlam, I'm not saying they're going to be feuding until SummerSlam. He'll probably have like other feuds, but like leave little trails or whatever, and then he'll make his return or whatever. Because WrestleMania Backlash is a throwaway pay-per-view.
Oh yeah,
like you know.
100%.
I even skip it in universe mode because it's shite.
Fair enough. I
will say though, if we get Jake and Logan Twat in WWE, who's his Miz's tag partner going to be? Like, who can he really tag with?
You need to bring back John Morrison. That's what you need to do.
Yeah, that's
You know
what I'm
why
saying.
broke up
That is
the
actually
We
the
know
perfect
we fired
pairing.
you, but we've got these two really popular guys we need someone to face against, and everyone hates the Miz. You want to come in? Or get Maurice in. Fuck it, why not?
You get who?
Maurice.
Oh my God. Why not? She can handle her own. I mean, she put in a good shift in that last match. Wherever that was. I can't remember what it was. But yeah, we'll see. This was also filler, could care less about this. Before we move on to the next match, Ben Allison, the owner of Wrestling Republic, has left in the comments talking about the Usos. I was told around a month ago that if Reigns was going to lose, so would the Usos, as they didn't want them to have the titles if he didn't. So if Lesnar wins tonight, the ending must have changed mid-match. Right.
So what you're saying is I can dump my life savings on Reigns retaining and earn a shitloads of money.
That's kind of what I took from that. I know that wasn't his point, but
yes, using inner knowledge for winning monies.
Paddy power,
I like it.
Paddy power, yes. Yeah. Also, after we review this, I got a quick question regarding Royal Rumble winners as well, but we do that afterwards. So Numero Superfly also comments as well. For Logan wrestling, I thought he did a great job. Personally, he should stay as heel, as he can get lots of nuclear heat. If they did Miz versus Logan, fans would cheer Miz more than Logan, which is true. But the way it ended, it didn't seem like it was a face Miz. It felt like it was a heel move. An asshole.
Yeah.
Say again?
It was a heel move.
Definitely a heel move.
And Logan did not sell that move at all.
I was about to say that. Yeah, he sold that. He did a Tyson Fury. He just got up.
I don't know what it is about celebs and
they
don't. Even Ronda doesn't sell nothing.
We'll get to Ronda fucking soon. Don't worry, because I got fucking Jesus Christ.
Indeed, we will get to her. But yeah, that was really bad from Logan. There was not that was the finisher. It wasn't like a clothesline. Sell the shit. What is wrong with you? Anyway,
they need William Regal back to walk down the ring and slap Logan and tell him how to
That's
sell.
what I'm saying. Yes.
Yeah, William Regal or William Smith. One of them. They can do it.
Definitely. Next match was Becky Lynch versus Bianca Bel-Air. This is Mr. Rhymes' Bay. I'll just say that as well. Bianca Belair.
Who Becky?
Say again?
Who Becky?
No, Bianca. Bianca. Yeah, if he was here, he'd be like, yes, but no.
Wow. Respect your friend. Wow.
Okay, he'd be laughing his ass off too. He knows it's all love. It's all good. No, but for real. This match, for me, I thought it was good, but I think it definitely had some pacing issues. Because from when it started, they tried to obviously regurgitate what happened at SummerSlam. Bianca Belair held her hand, then she tried coaster in, quick pinfall. Eventually, Becky hit the rock bottom, aka the manhandle slam. Thought that was going to be a quick one, and then it was this boom, 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 and then for me there was a long lull in the middle, and then because I don't remember anything in the other than Becky Lynch did a Molly go round and completely kicked Thingy's face off, and then obviously picked up again with the rapid fire stuff. But all in all, I thought it was good. I would have been totally fine with a 5-minute match, but it ended up being quite lengthy. But yeah, what about you guys? What about you, Rides? What did you think of this match? Were you happy with the outcome?
Yeah, this is probably gonna have to be the last match I'm speaking because I'm gonna have to dip. But yeah, I thought the match was cool. I think the ending was a nice fairy tale WrestleMania kind of ending. I think Becky played the great heel that she is. I don't know if I'm surprised they gave it to Bianca. I think it's well deserved, but at the same time, they're so high on Becky. So I just wonder where they're going from this point. But I see what you mean about the dip in terms of the tempo of the match. It was a bit, but overall, in terms of the pay-per-view, this is where it kind of picked up for me and started becoming interesting again. So
yeah. No, 100%. What about you, Saul? What do you think of this match, and do you agree with the outcome?
I'm happy with the outcome because Bianca kind of deserves it. I mean, hell, look at this. What she's done. She's won the Royal Rumble and left Mania twice as a champion of different brands as well. So I mean, damn,
She's got a streak now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The new Undertaker.
Someone's got to do it. Like, you know, yeah, definitely. I think it would be fine having a female wrestling streak. I mean, look at Jade Cargill in AEW. So, yeah, I think Bianca Belair could definitely be that person to carry a decent streak, better than Sasha Banks right now. So, but yeah, I'm definitely happy with the outcome. The match was good. Had some pacing issues. Well, I think it went in a bit too long for me. But I guess they wanted to make obviously Becky feel strong, look strong, and you know that she had to really dig down to obviously overtake the head honcho that is Becky Lynch. Numero Superfly says, did anyone get those Marvel movie openings from Becky's opening? And I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, that was expected. Yeah, that was pretty cool. A little Marvel intro.
And
it came out looking like Lady Gaga, so it was like really weird, a bit lopsided. But yeah. Have you got split time for one more ride, or are you going?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Next up was now. That was not the next match. My bad.
Oh my God. Multiverse of Madness here. Jesus Christ. Woo! Crossover.
Yo, hold on a minute. Hold on.
Now, see, that would have made me want to stay up for the show. Fucking hell.
You just see like you just and it just goes to AEW like just hijack the earring. There we go.
Yes. Seth Rollins versus Vacant. The great.
You should have let me go, man. You should have let me
go. Yo. Now, let's just go straight into it. So, Seth Rollins came out with this Carney crew. It was really weird. I don't know what that was. But he
kind of looked like a young Ric Flair with all that blue in the fucking robe.
I don't know about the lace. What the hell was up with the lace?
Man doesn't like lace.
No, I like lace. Just not on that gender, bro. Like, I'm just saying that was
it's not Dave's secret, it's Victoria's secret. Fuck's sake.
That's questionable. It's questionable behavior. I'm gonna allow him because it's Seth Rollins, isn't it? Like,
fair enough. Yeah.
Man gets to wear lace anytime he wants.
It was a bit mad. At first, but you know, he came out looking lit. It was all good. And then of course there was a long little pause. Seth was saying, "I ain't got time," and then all of a sudden the pyro started going off, and then it went dark. And even of course, I don't want to be copyrighted by WWE when I play the theme song. So I'm gonna have Cody Rhodes' former good friends, the Dark Order, replaying his theme song that when we first heard.
Wrestling has more than one royal family. Adrenaline in my soul, something, Cody Rhodes.
That was the best prediction I could get.
Pretty much Anna J there, just sitting there being like, "What the fuck."
It was the only way. That was the only way I could get without getting copyright claimed by YouTube. So
actually, I will pretty much say that whole Dark Order bit was me on Friday night.
Oh, I bet it was. Flip it. I bet it was. Something, Cody Rhodes. Yeah. And the American Nightmare is officially WWE. Signs to WWE, came out full gear and everything. Not a single change to his character and what he's built. What was your first thoughts when you heard all that and saw the pyro and the American Nightmare? That I want to get Ryder's first thoughts on this. What was going through your mind when you finally saw that Cody Rhodes is #WWE?
Before I share that, I got a question for you guys. Who did you think it was going to be, and how certain were you? Like, did you think it was going to be Cody?
Oh yeah, it was the world's worst kept secret. It was.
But I remember you saying he wasn't showing up until the Raw after Mania.
There was a possibility. It was that's what I'm saying. If it wasn't going to be Mania, then they could easily fake out, and then they would save it for Raw after Mania. Because you need something big. So, but yeah, they stuck to their guns. They gave him the biggest platform possible. So yeah.
So I still was thinking it might be Shane McMahon. Like, I thought, you know, here comes the money. I was expecting that because, you know, he's definitely I'm not saying he's a Mania worthy name in terms of a big name, but he's typically around that Mania season. So
see,
you know,
see if they did that though, I would have loved it if Seth got out the ring and as Shane was coming down, he just bitch slapped him and he fell off the ring and he was like, "Give me a real opponent for fuck's sake."
Yeah.
Well, I do God, or do like what Sean Stacey. Remember Sean Stacey? He's always trying to chase
with the Rock.
But yeah, go on.
So my initial thoughts. I mean, when it was clear as day that it was Mr. Rhodes, it was a feeling of happiness, man. It was happiness, but it was also like, wow, this is. I think you said it on the WhatsApp chat that it's surreal because 100%. Yes, it's Cody. Yes, he's been in WWE before, but just as cheesy as it sounds, that whole Forbidden Door thing, man, was on AEW a couple of weeks ago. You know, so it's just
right now TV champion as well, so recent champion.
Yeah. And for me, all of us, we're used to when wrestlers change, like brands or companies, it's a facelift almost. New music, new logos. This is exactly the same Cody that was on Dynamite. So that was really cool to me. And then the match itself, I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good match.
Like he's got his own lift back as well. He got the lift back as well, which is fucking like, oh Jesus.
Yeah. I don't be surprised if they probably can't do that every episode of Raw or SmackDown. I think
he got the what back? I missed that.
You know when he comes up for the lift, like right in the middle, he comes up from the middle.
Oh yeah.
Knowing them, I'd be very surprised. You know, the person that got it every week was Rey Mysterio back when in his first run. Like, so I'll be very surprised if they do that for him. But they treated him like a main event person. They didn't change it. They gave him everything, and it's surreal because it's WWE. You would expect something like that to happen in AEW, but WWE actually
on Mania. Crazy
at Mania as well. So I also feel like this was definitely an ego-driven thing that, you know, for WWE, you know, upshowing AEW, because AEW just recently got Jeff Hardy and they got the Hardy's theme music back, and they were just like, yeah, that's cool. We got Cody and everything. Like, you know what I mean? I think it was also an ego thing. BT Sport was not holding back. They were just like,
BT Sports were having the fucking time of their lives.
The guy in the marketing was just going in. He was like, adrenaline in my soul. WWE signed Cody Rhodes. Like, and also got the fucking fake out like
graphic as well.
Yeah, they took the piss.
I bet you Tony was like, hello, my lawyers, copyright infringement.
It was mad.
I saw on Pro Wrestling Tees Instagram, they were like, hey, we're going to take down Cody Rhodes' store, so if you want to buy a shirt, you might as well hurry up now, because it's all going away.
Yeah, man.
I wonder, though, for what his AEW figures that are still coming out, because he's still got 2 coming out, and I fucking pre-ordered one, so thank fuck for that.
Yeah. I think they're still gonna release those. I mean, WWE they recently took out all these people, and they all like released all their figurines, and half of them were already gone. Like they were released. So yeah, that's in production. They can't.
I mean, hey, I'm looking at my AEW trading card, like pieces of the gear for Cody and Randy just going up in value every single day. So thank you, Cody Rhodes.
Definitely.
It's a good time. It's a good time. I just hope, and I don't want to be negative because I don't like it when people get negative and moan and all of that with wrestling, but I just hope they keep the momentum and they don't.
100%.
Like, I don't want to see Cody Rhodes like feuding with flipping. What's that boy's name called?
Rich.
One of Vince. No, the flipping one that Vince is babysitting all the time. What's his name?
Oh, Austin Theory.
Austin Theory.
Yeah, I don't want no dead random feud with him or something, or fighting for the US title. Like,
watch, he'll be chasing the 24/7 title in 3 months.
Don't do
that.
If anyhow I see him chasing backstage for that title, I'm telling you, I swear to God, I'm boycotting WWE.
In the main event, he needs to stay. It's because it's not the same Cody. It's not the same Cody. You are now taking. And look, yes, you can pretend. Like, I know WWE do this thing where they pretend like no other company exists, but they know we're not idiots. We know who Cody is. We know what his status is. Like,
And in the press release, they actually acknowledged that he was a 3-time TNT champion. They didn't say that he was AEW. He just came from AEW. They just said he was a 3-time TNT champion. So they are kind of riding that line of trying to say, oh yeah, he's been busy doing that other stuff. But they do acknowledge it, and I hope that he doesn't. Seth was very vocal about his thoughts. He was like, "Welcome back to the big leagues, bitch." That was the highlight.
Yeah,
that was the highlight.
Do you think Jericho and his appreciation society are going to reference this on Dynamite?
yeah, 100%. And now it's not even like they're gonna do it. Oh, and it's cool, it's funny. It's almost gonna be petty. I'm sure. Like,
100%. That is gold right there. Either him or Max Caster is probably going to say some shit. 100%. So yeah, match for me personally so far, this was the match of the night. Very solid. And he was accepted with open arms by the fans. Probably the biggest pop of the night. Well, second to biggest pop of the night for sure. So yeah, moving on was of course the Cole.
I'm gonna have to go though, guys. Sorry.
All right, no worries, man. Thank you for joining us in this random unexpected moment. But yeah, thank you very much, man. You take care.
No worries, man. On tonight too. Take it easy, guys.
On tonight too. Peace. Yes. So yeah, that was Raj joining us briefly, everybody. Before we get into the next match, let's just go back to the comments. Numero Superfly also says, I thought that awesome of how WWE let Cody keep everything. It would have been horrible if Cody just came back as Stardust and just screamed and such. I mean, he did reference it like a brief moment. He did the cartwheel and did the Stardust thing.
I mean, it's pretty much in his contract, like, hey, I'm not coming back as this, or this. I'm coming back as me. And he was like, yeah, cool. I mean, it would have been funny if he came back as Stardust just to like wipe the face paint off or some shit like that.
Yeah,
dumb
definitely
shit.
not. And I just realized his last Mania was in the exact same building as well.
Yeah.
I just remembered, because that's decent. Ben Ellison also says, going back to the Lesnar thing, no, there's been pitches for Lesnar to win, but it's just that prior to the Boogs injury, the Usos could have lost and definitely would have if Lesnar does win tonight. Okay, well, I hope not. I'm still Team Reigns, believe it or not. I'm still Team Reigns. This is it could go literally either way. It's kind of worrying. I think it was similar. It's very similar to the last match they had. It could have went either way. But yeah, let's just see what happens. But yeah, going back to the pay-per-view, at this point in time, it was
fucking hell.
Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Okay, that's where the fuck do we start with this?
Your guess is as good as mine.
How about what I sent you this morning as soon as I woke up and saw this match?
Oh God!
Because I woke up to three things: Cody, the main event, and something about this match.
Well, let's just get the elephant out of the room, or should I say the nipple out of the room. So basically, what happened was Charlotte Flair was being Charlotte Flair at a pay-per-view. Apparently, there was another nippy slippy at one point. I'm not sure where it was actually, because you only showed me the screenshot, and I'm not that eager to just see 5 seconds of it. But yeah, she just can't seem to keep them away. I mean, like flipping Jacqueline and Sable had better control of theirs than she does, and she's nowhere near as big. I don't know if that's kosher to say right now. I'm gonna get canceled. I hope I don't say canceled. I don't get canceled.
Welcome to the last episode, boys.
Please don't edit that. Please don't clip that. I'm just saying. It's like,
hasn't she had multiple wardrobe malfunctions? Because I remember like I mentioned at the Rumble, my girlfriend pointed out on the apron she had a incident.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's always. It's usually at the big pay-per-views. Like, it's one of the big four. She always has some madness. It's not even an exaggeration. It's freaking mad. But yeah, besides that was pretty much the highlight of the match. But to be fair, I actually don't remember much of this match other than,
I just remember it being very rusty.
Yeah, there was a couple of mistimed moments for sure, definitely. But you know what? This obviously just fast forward to the end, because I don't remember much of it, to be honest. But yeah,
I mean, Charlotte retained, which I was kind of surprised of.
Charlotte retained. That was decent surprise. It's very divisive online. The people saying like it's best that she kept it, or someone that's full time and a part timer. Apparently, there's rumors that Rousey was absolutely furious with the outcome and almost was close to quitting. I think that's a bit overboard. I don't think. Yeah.
I would say though, do you
mean,
think Ronda's going to be here until next Mania?
She usually does 1 year. She usually does. Well, that's what she did last year. So I mean, she might be gone for a while, but I think she'll be back for at least. She'll do a Lesnar thing, I'd say. Be back for the major pay-per-views. I don't think she's gonna be.
I honestly feel like they should stick her in the tag division to help elevate that. Her and Baszler, like an MMA duo, win the tag titles and elevate them a bit.
But it's weird. Is the tag team division even close to saving? It's literally dead in the water right now.
I mean, you might as well give it a shot.
Maybe.
What else are you gonna do?
I mean, is it too little, too late? That's what I mean.
Yeah, it's definitely too little, too late. Because I've been absolutely shite bagged. But you might as well just, Ronda can't just stay in the main event all the time, especially if the fans are going to turn on her as quick as anything.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah. It depends how they approach it. But right now, yeah, I can't see them being a defined that, especially the way they book Shayna. I can't take her seriously. No one can take her seriously. So, but yeah, there is way to. It all depends on the circumstance, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the most important thing on this unexpected surprise was that Charlotte retains. God knows if they're going to carry on this feud. It really wouldn't surprise me also that Rousey wins the title back on a random episode of SmackDown,
or Backlash, maybe, or
maybe Backlash. But yeah, that's what I think. Many apologies for my voice, guys. I think you realize I'm starting to sound a bit like Barry White right now, or a bootleg version of Barry White. But yeah, we still keep going. We still keep going. So of course,
push it to the limits, my friend. Push it to the limits. You're nearly there.
Yeah. It's an excuse for me not to work. To go to work, so it's fine. So yeah, next up was of course, which was widely circulated to be the main event, or the segment to close off the night one of WrestleMania, and yeah, it was pretty much confirmed, and it was the KO show with Kevin Owens, and his special guest was of course Steve Austin. This was very good, I would say.
I remember I said I'm going to take something back. I said, something I was going to take back.
Okay.
I remember I said that if Steve Austin had a match, I would have lost respect for him, like how his career ended. There's no point in it. Lost my respect. I'm taking that back because he actually did a lot more than I thought he was going to do.
100%. Yeah. It was very worrying because I love Steve Austin so much. I didn't want him to tarnish his legacy and his retirement, like how Shawn Michaels did, how Ric Flair did, how Hogan did, all these people, and he just tried to obviously get a better, or trying to find that better sign off to their career. He's pretty much so far, or was the last person of a legend of his stature to stay retired. But yeah, it was, the segment before was better than it needed to be. It was very good. It was also, I popped my tits off as soon as he said, like, who wants me to have a match with this sack of shit, Kevin Owens? Give me a hell yeah. That was freaking awesome. Steve Austin looks good.
Yeah,
he looks jacked. Obviously, he kept the shirt on. I don't know how it there.
He probably had like that vest thing that Sting wears that just produces blows and hits and stuff like that, which is cool.
Yeah,
for them, so he gives them the ability to work better now.
Yeah. He looked hella good. And yeah, he didn't blow up in terms of cardio. He was still fine. It took bumps that he didn't need to, like that suplex onto the concrete. Jesus. At one point, I thought he actually landed on his neck. I was kind of worried.
I thought he was going to do his knee in or something like that.
Yeah. But yeah, he still looked good. Still looked like the Austin of old. Obviously not as fast, but he's still the good man.
He was able to do the things he needed to do: drink beer, punt, and kicks and stunner. He can still do it. And that whole bit with the ATV as well, going up the ramp, Kevin was not kind of knocked out on it. It was like, let's go, my son. We're going up the ramp.
Yeah.
But like,
I was
so many like suplexes and shit. You would think Brock Lesnar was just standing in the background, like, yes, Steve, that's the way to do it. Embrace the city.
definitely. Because when he went to the top of the ramp, I honestly was expecting him to like get thrown off or something, or they're gonna do some mad ass spot. But either way, it was more. He did more than enough. Obviously, Stone Cold Steve Austin got the win with an awesome looking stunner. Obviously, Kevin Owens got a stunner of his own. But yeah, he wins. At the end of the he also took Kevin Owens took an awesome hit with the rebound of the chair as well. Like,
oh
he
yeah,
bounced off the ropes.
it kind of actually protects Kevin in a way.
Yeah, I guess.
Because he didn't actively lose from the actions of Austin. He kind of fucked himself over.
Yeah, of course. He did a Kurt Angle.
Yeah. But I mean, fucking hell, well done for Kevin Owens. Main eventing WrestleMania with your own show that you've created and against Steve Austin, mate.
Like I said it to my friends. He could win the WWE title and be put as the longest reigning person, or like he doesn't lose it for like 4 years already. He could be at the top, untouchable, undeniable, all that stuff. I don't think that could come close as to what he's achieved right now. He got to battle one of his heroes, main eventing Mania with his show, and it went over with the fans as well. So
well done, Kevin Owens. Well done, Kevin Owens.
I mean, they promised him the world and everything when he resigned. So yeah, he could go mid card if he wanted to after this, but he's hit the pinnacle. Like, I'm happy for him, 100% happy for him. And then of course, at the end of the match, he got another stunner. Kevin Owens got another stunner, and then Steve Austin invited the unluckiest asshole in in WWE right now, and that's Brian Saxton. He invited him into the ring, and I think this was a way for Austin to say sorry for kicking him in the nuts last time.
Yeah, this is kind of like a wee bit of like a revenge for 316 Day without the fans.
100%. Yeah, but yeah, Byron Saxton sold that stunner like a champ. And he landed it perfectly this time. And then that was it. So yeah, awesome. And obviously at the end, Steve Austin celebrated with his brother. In the back of my mind, I was like, don't stunner your brother, bro. Don't stunner your brother. But no, he kept it kosher. Nice little celebration. And yeah, that was the end to night one. As I said, way better than it needed to be, but I'm happy with it. And night two has a lot to live up to. Even though they've got a lot of marquee matches.
Yeah.
It's still got a lot to live up to. But yeah, after all that, obviously we give our overall rating of the pay-per-view. And so yeah, let's start with you, Saul. What would you give WrestleMania Night 1 out of 10?
I'm gonna go with a 7.5.
7.5. Okay.
And that 0.5 is the stuff that's proven me wrong. Like Austin doing well, the Cody thing was actually really done well, and that's probably the best match of the night. So that 0.5 is stuff that got me wrong, and I was, I'll put my hands up. I was wrong. It was done better than I thought it would be. But there was just some matches on the card that I really just didn't care about. The tag match and Ronda and Flair, I really just didn't care about.
No, I hear that. That's a fair assessment. Yeah, 7.5. I'm gonna copy you. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that as well. So yeah, 7.5. It was definitely enjoyable. I was not expecting anything from this, and even though I knew that it had to be Cody, like there was no, after all this hype, they had to have had Cody Rhodes.
Or people were saying it could have been the Undertaker, what he said at the Hall of Fame, the never say never.
Oh my God. Imagine. Nah. That'd be so stupid. That would be like when Undertaker showed up at Saudi and chokeslam AJ Styles and won the trophy that he never even took. He just left it there.
Comes back next year. It's like, oh, Mr. Styles, you forgot this. Oh, hey, thanks.
Nah, but yeah, after all that, yeah, definitely lived up above my expectations. There was a couple lull matches that went on longer than expected, but yeah, overall way better. So yeah, 7.5. Definitely looking forward to night 2. should be good. Now, obviously, we're going to talk about the match that unfortunately didn't get its airtime, and that was, of course, the New Day with Sheamus and Ridge Holland. Unfortunately, they had to cut that due to time constraints, which in my personal opinion, that could have been easily avoided because they had a 2-hour pre-show, a 2-hour kickoff show.
That had nothing on it. It was just fucking hype
Had
packages.
fuck all in it. Absolutely fuck all in it. Not usually do 1 hour. They did 2 hours. And they couldn't even just maybe just do that. Why?
Why? I don't fucking get it. Why have 2 hours of just basically stuff that they're going to replay anyway during the main show?
Oh, exactly.
Like it feels like that the shit that was on SmackDown should have been for there. The Battle Royale, the fucking I can't remember what else.
The women's Battle Royale, which doesn't even get.
No,
they don't have it anymore.
Women for a Battle Royale, probably.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. That is a very good point. And even then, like even with the men's one, they were struggling because they had to put in tag teams. There's a lot of tag teams in that Battle Royal. So yeah, it's definitely true.
I mean,
they don't have enough.
I mentioned earlier when you were away that they cut Drew McIntyre's special entrance as well because of time constraints.
Oh, he meant to have a special one. What? Oh,
yeah, he was meant to have like armored kilt guys with bagpipes playing him in, and like a rock band was meant to play him in, but they were all cut because of the timing.
Oh wow! See, I thought they would have a little bit of leeway considering it's on the network. They're not really on a pay-per-view anymore, so I thought they would have probably have, especially obviously. Well, I'm being selfish because obviously we still have the WWE network, thank God, and obviously the US has the Peacock. But I thought because it's a streaming service and they don't really run on pay-per-views, I thought they would have a bit more leeway in terms of time. But yeah, obviously they didn't. Yeah, that's I feel very bad for the New Day in regards to their match. Who knows? They might actually put it or shove it into tonight's pre-show.
I think that's the plan because I know WWE BT actually promoted it on the night 2 card, so maybe something's happening with it.
They need to get it. Like there's 2 nights. I mean, they can't put it on a random episode of SmackDown. That I feel. And if they don't wrestle at Mania, still give them their payday. Because you promised them this.
They traveled all the way out there. They might as well.
Yeah, 100%. So don't screw them over. I mean, I could care less about the feud. Really, obviously, this is meant to be like redemption for Big E and all that. I understand that. But yeah, like do something. Either give them the match, if not, pay them. Whatever. It's done. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Really. Yeah. That's other than that. Yeah, that's our thoughts.
I will say something I want to add. A lot of people are saying that Cody and Seth was the match of like the whole weekend. I still think the match of the whole weekend of all wrestling is FTR against the Briscoes at Ring of Honor.
Oh yeah. Guys, that's another thing as well. The reason I haven't really spoke about Ring of Honor is because our friend Ignacio really wants to delve into that because he was actually there as well. So we're just figuring out the time where to actually talk about it. Probably will be when we do a jam-packed episode where we're going to talk about Mania, Ring of Honor, and of course Raw after Mania as well. So we'll try and juggle it. So we try and find obviously the right time to do that. So don't worry, we have not forgotten about Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor. Don't worry about that.
That was the show.
But yeah, spoiler alert, definitely so far they haven't beaten FTR versus them boys, the Briscoes. That was my first introduction to them.
Yeah, same.
Like, how the hell have I missed out on these guys?
Well, technically, I watched them at Final Battle against Mike Bennett and his tag team. I watched that and I thought that was really cool. Yeah. But yeah, this was like my first actual proper like, going into it sort of thing. I was like, yeah, I'm really impressed. I know that the executive at Time Warner doesn't want them on AEW, but keep them at Ring of Honor then.
Yeah.
Not like it's going to be on TBS or TNT, is it? I think I don't know. It's still up in the air with Ring of Honor, but I feel like, yeah, keep the Briscoes there. That's their home.
No, 100%. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely up in the air because, yeah, let's just obviously say this, but right now they've pretty much brushed aside Ring of Honor's old guards, and then like pretty much all the champions are all AEW guys. But
one of them's New Japan.
Say again?
One of them's New Japan.
Who's that?
The TV champion.
Oh, yeah. Fair play. But obviously, AEW does have that working relationship with them, so we'll see what happens there. But yeah, it's definitely up in the air for ROH's old squad. But I trust Tony Khan. I don't know if he's gonna like shaft them or anything like that. They're ever gonna stay in ROH because they need to expand that squad or bring some of them to work, maybe AEW Dark or maybe even Rampage or something. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, we'll save our reviews and our thoughts on ROH when the time comes. Don't worry about that. We'll do a separate video on that. But yeah, that has been this episode. This well, I was trying to say a rapid fire review, but it's ended up being almost an hour. But yeah, it's hard to do a rapid fire review on because we it's hard to do that as wrestling fans. You have to dive. You have to dive into all this stuff.
And we have to critique everything. We've got to be precise. We can't be,
Yeah. Like we know everything, of course. We know what's best, obviously, So.
Although, before we go, I want to pose a question to all the viewers out there. A little poll, shall we say? Okay. As we all know, I have my amazing shelf here of titles: the Ring of Honor, AEW, the Spinner Belt, and there's the IC and Hardcore. But there's always room for one more, and I want to ask the viewers what belt I should add to my collection.
Fair enough.
I've got 2 in mind, but I want people's suggestions for the next episode. Leave down in the comments or on Wrestling Public or Take It to the Table's Instagram of titles I should add to my collection, and we'll go through them in the next episode.
Okay. All right.
And if someone adds the Divas, they can fuck off.
Listen, you can't. You don't have a say in this. So now, because you said that,
someone's gonna make me buy that fucking Bella's twin signature Diva title. I'll use it as a goddamn coaster.
Primo.
Oh, bro. I remember when Ben Allison said that had the lyrics to it. I was shocked.
Nah, for real though. Fair enough. Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna throw one suggestion out there. Of course. I mean, don't get this baby. Like you can, I got this now.
I gotta be different.
Yeah, gotta be different. So probably, I would say out of 2, I would the hardcore title just because.
I've got that.
Oh, you got that?
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough. What about the Smoking Skull Championship?
I don't have that.
That's a good shout. That's a good shout. Yeah. So any of the old school WWE titles, to be honest. But yeah, no, definitely my favorite ones were obviously the Smoking Skull title, the Undisputed Championship as well.
Oh yes,
I would definitely love to have that one. I don't see why everyone's infatuation with the Winged Eagle Championship.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and I don't get it too. I think it looks cool, but I wouldn't, go out on my way to bring it back or anything.
Yeah.
Come on, I'm a guy who likes this. I'm a guy who likes the spinner title, so
Oh God. You know what? I'm gonna let this guy say this for you.
What is wrong with you? I mean, what is your malfunction?
Really?
Oh, Dave.
Really?
Hey, I got the thing re-levered for 250 quid, so obviously I like the title.
Jesus. Anyway, fair enough. on that glorious note about spinner titles. We'll come to the end of the episode, guys. Thank you very much, Soul, for joining us on this impromptu review of night 1. And yeah, of course. And of course, as always, make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. Goes a long way. Let me just go. There's a couple comments here left now. Numero Superfly quickly says, "This is just a theory. Do you think Ronda walking out the Hall of Fame last Friday had something to do with Ronda not winning?" Oh yeah, that was another thing as well, didn't they?
Yeah, apparently that's not true. Ronda's said that never happened. She was looking after their child or something like that, and people.
I thought so. I thought as much. People seem to forget that she has a kid, a very young kid,
as well. So it's like, come on now, she's got some other things that need to be priority, and I think Alvarez has been chewed out on Twitter for misrepresenting that.
No, 100%. But yeah, no, I don't think there's any heat on Ronda. I think she still is on board with whatever, even though she's phoning it in, and I don't really care about this run, even though I did always clamor for her to come back. But yeah, just the way her attitude and everything else, she's just phoning it in, and I just could care less about this. It's unfortunate. It is unfortunate, but yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, like I said, guys, make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, we're gonna next time we'll be coming to you. We'll be, of course, reviewing Night 2, Raw After Mania, and ROH Super Card of Honor. And yeah, until then, I have been your host, Chaos. He has been Soul. Until next time, guys. Peace.
Don't put the